So I figured I'd get a jump on this, and because all the Myotismon support has been revealed, I wanted to share a good starting point list. I think this should get you guys, get your gears going and trying to think on how you want to build the deck. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it. So let's get into it. There's a lot of good cards in the new set, and some of the old sets kind of give some breath of fresh air. So first off, we have Tamer for on deletion, trash 1 level 5 or higher Digimon card in your hand, draw 2 cards. So this will benefit from just being anything we're deleting. We're trying to get some pieces in our hands, so that makes a lot of sense, and we'll be able to extend and get ourselves going. Then we have Cupimon, just be on deletion, trash 1 card of hand, gain a memory. So we want 5 eggs because we are playing Ukumons, and we have this new Digimon. Basically, when attacking, trash the top card of both players' decks. Start a main phase. If your opponent has 10 or fewer cards in trash, trash the top 2 cards of both players' decks. Then if you have 10 or more cards in trash, gain 1 memory. So being Digimon's Ex-10, this card has some great value for the start of main. Just being able to mill cards out of your deck means you can get some of your key pieces like the Tamers or even the Mallow or Venom Myotismon into trash. So this will lead into combos and or pieces you need. Then we have Digimon that basically reveals the top 4 cards, add 1 Myotismon and text at card among them to your hand, return the rest of the bottom deck. If you added, you trash 1 card, which means basically your whole deck is searchable. So that's super important. Add 1 card with Myotismon and its text among them to your hand. So it can add your Tamers. It's a hard search, so I might just keep this like this. I think this is a good card to help filtrate, but I don't know if we're going to be going for that play, right? It's also a pretty decent start of main effect that basically, the moment it comes out of raising, it's active. There's no other conditions that you need to worry about, which is really good. Now, taking that into account that you want to have that, we do play the Ukumon because, again, this deck needs that draw, that searchability, so Uku is going to help us do that. So, now, again, a lot of players might have not really thought of Mallow Myotismon, but they do have some great cards in BT16 that was on play. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, then trash 2 purple cards among them. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. On deletion from your trash without paying the cost, you may play 1 Tamer with Myotismon as text without the same name as any of your other Tamers. So just keep that in mind, the Arukenian Mummy, and then you can play 1 Yukio, Okua, blah, 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 blah. One of the villains. This dude, you can only play 1 and 1 as long as you have 1 on board, but of the same name. So just keep that in mind. It's not card number. So yeah, it does kind of get a problem when you want to have both of these, both of these out, but just be wary. They're going to sack themselves anyway. Then you have Mummymon from BT16 that's on play. Draw 2 cards, trash 2 cards in your hand. On deletion from trash without paying its cost, you may play 1 Tamer with Myotismon and its text without the same name as any of your Tamers. Which again, we're completely fine with. There is nothing wrong with that. Now, here comes to new cantrips. So we have Myotismon as well. So when this card would be played, by deleting 1 of your Digimon with Myotismon and text, reduce the play cost by 4. So that means our Devimons, our Arukenian Mummies will have some sort of proccing skill that can lead to snowballing effects, and this thing will come in for 3. So it has an on play. On deletion, 1 of your purple Digimon gains blocker and retail until the end of your opponent's turn, and then on deletion you may play 1 purple Tamer card from your trash suspended without paying its cost. So yeah, that's kind of where you want to be with these cards. And then you have Myotismon X Antibody that's on play when digivolving. Delete 1 of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. On deletion, if Myotismon or X Antibody is Digivolution, you may play a level 6 Digimon with Myotismon and its name from your trash without paying its cost. So that means the Mallow Myotismons and the Venom Myotismons can come in for free if you sack the Myotismon X Antibody. And that's pretty good, actually. This is just basically good as long as there's no source stripping, or you can sack in the same turn. you're going to be a threat because now your big boys are on the field. You know, you have Myotismon that's on play by trashing one card in your hand, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, and then on deletion you may play one Tamer with Myotismon and its text from trash without paying its cost. This effect cannot play cards with the same name as any of your Tamers. I like that we can play our Tamers for free in this deck. And again, just for non-deletion. So our Kenny is by on play, trash one card in your hand, delete up to 6,000 DP, total worth of your opponent's Digimon. Really good card on deletion. If you may play one Tamer card with Myotismon in its text from your trash without paying its cost. This Digimon, the effect cannot play cards with the same name as any of your Tamers. Really solid. I think these will combo off really nicely as sack targets for like Calling from Darkness and Deathclaw. And then we do have Miss Barrier. This thing is pretty nutty. Just being able to, by deleting one of your Digimon, you may play a Myotismon from your trash without paying its cost. For 4 cost, which again, yes, you can do with the Myotismon for 3, but Miss Barrier will at least get you a card from your trash. So depending on circumstances, especially if you're facing, you know, somebody slamming down big bodies or anything like that, you can piece together more plays. So with Miss Barrier as an option, you get access to Myotismon, which you could digivolve into Myotismon X Antibody on top of the Myotis, and boom, you're in a good spot. And then you can practically just gain some great value because of Demimeras and Cupids. So it's all good stuff to come across. You have Calling, Deathclaw, and we already know these are going to be popping for something to gain value. But you do have Arukeni and Mummy. That's basically when Arukeni or Mummymon would be played from your hand. By deleting this Tamer, reduce the play cost by 3. So these things come in for 3 play costs. On deletion, you may play one level 5 or lower card with Myotismon and its text from trash without paying its cost. At the end of your opponent's turn, delete it. So this means that you could set this Myotismon to come in. You do its on play for blocker retail, go into, you know, Myotismon X Antibody, while having, you know, the Mummymons and stuff like that. So at least it has some way of looping some shenanigans on the board to kind of get your big guys in for free. Yukio, Okawa here. Just all turns when one of your Digimon Myotismon's name is deleted, you may suspend this Tamer, gain a memory. End of opponent's turn. If this Tamer is suspended, you may delete this Tamer to play one Myotismon from trash without paying its cost. So basically, you know, that inheritable here that says on deletion, you may play one purple Tamer card suspended. So yeah, because it's going to be popped at the end of your opponent's turn, you can combo off and get a Mallow and a Venom Myotismon out in one foul swoop, and your opponent's not going to be too happy about that. Just getting these monstrosities out consistently has been a problem, but now we've gotten to the point where we actually have a consistent way of free playing these things. And, you know, Venom and the new Mallow both get played reduction costs, which is really good, you know, and then they can combo in with the Arukenis that are going to play your Tamers for free. So, and then Yukio, the new one, that's the mem setter. So at least we can get to 3 all turns when any of your Digimon with Myotismon in its name are played. By deleting this Tamer, one of those Digimon gains rush for the turn and then gain 1 memory. So it doesn't matter because, again, this can pop off, especially if you go into Myotismon X Antibody and you kind of get 2 bodies and you have this Yukio. You can give one of them rush, or just by doing their effects. I saved for the best for last, so we are playing 2 BT16 Myotismon. I think this is good at 2. I don't think you want to be playing 4 or 3 of it because we do have access to new cards. So this one is when digivolving, when attacking, delete one of your Digimon or Tamers. Delete one of your opponent's suspended Digimon. If an effect didn't delete an opponent's Digimon, delete one of their Tamers. So again, we can at least kill some Tamers, which is pretty decent. All turns when an effect deletes one of your other Digimon or Tamers, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Really good punishment card. Now we do have Venom Myotismon. This one's a brand new card as well. Delete one of your level 5 with Myotismon in text. Play this card with a play cost reduced by 7. So he can come in for 4, which... No, 5. So he comes in for 5 by deleting a level 5 with Myotismon in text. Cool. All your Mummymons are going to play some sort of Tamer. Myotismon's going to place Mallow or another Venom or something that you need. So on play, when Digivolving, you may suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Then 2 of their Digimon or Tamers do not unsuspend until their turn ends. So basically locking them out of 2 Digimon or Tamers is really good. So it has an on deletion, delete 1 of your opponent's suspended Digimon. So yeah, pretty good there. Then we have Mallow himself. So trash main by deleting 2 of your level 5 or higher Digimon with Myotismon attacks. Play this card with a play cost reduced by 11. He comes in for 3. So again, these Yukios that we have as mem setters can take advantage and give Mallow rush. So on play, when Digivolving, when attacking once per turn, delete 2 other unsuspended Digimon. All turns when any of your other Digimon or Tamers are deleted, trash the top security stack and return 1 of their Digimon with the lowest DP to the bottom of the deck. So Mallow is going to control the board really nicely, and I love that they comboed in nicely with each other. You know, you have Venom, you have Mallow. They're all great cards for this deck, and it has a lot of great synergy. And hopefully we see long-term wise a good correlation and benefit between the two. But what do you guys think of the Venom Mallow Myotismon deck? Are you guys going to actually test this deck out and actually have a lot of fun with it? Hopefully I can do a Dark Knightmon video this week as well, because I really want to talk about Dark Knightmon because I'm super excited about that deck. I actually have that deck quite shiny, and it's really important for me to see where that deck goes. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.